You have received particular acclaim for your photographs of American soldiers and Marines in battle during the Iraq War, but your book also has remarkable photographs of Iraqi civilians caught up in the fighting. Could you say something about how you think of photographing civilians in this war?
It's actually really difficult. Especially outside of Kurdistan. In Kurdistan, they have a kind of free press, so they understand what the role of reporters and photographers are as far as objectivity goes. But Iraqis under Saddam, for 20 years, would only get to see and read state-controlled media. If there was an Iraqi reporter around, he worked for the government. So when Iraqi civilians, from the get-go, would see an American reporter, he is immediately labeled a spy, because they're from the American state-controlled media, which means we're CIA. I mean, this whole idea of the Fourth Amendment, it's just, they've had a chance to vote, but they haven't really got as far as the old freedom of speech thing yet. It's completely alien that we could be separate from the government. That makes it incredibly dangerous and incredibly difficult, because nobody will trust you. I went out on some days and I asked Iraqis what they thought about this or what they thought about that, and they would give me the response as though it was Donald Rumsfeld. They didn't realize that they could speak openly and freely, and it really would take a lot of cups of tea, half a packet of cigarettes, and then finally you're actually talking as though you've known each other for quite some time, and there's a tiny, tiny bit of trust there. And that was in the beginning. Now, for those that might trust us, they kind of see us as useless. What have we done? We tell their stories, but that doesn't help their lives at all. There's no visible reason for us being there. We're just these idiots that run around without guns and try to tell stories. They don't see any purpose in that.
Well, for all that, you do have some very telling photographs of civilians in this book. Is there one particular image that to you encapsulates the experience of the Iraqi population?
Yeah, but it's of an insurgent.
Tell us about that.
My favorite image of the Iraq War is shot, during the Falluja offensive, and it's a picture of a Marine, of a Marine guarding, a Marine shadow actually. And he's guarding insurgent that they captured, and the insurgent's been shot in the back, and he's detained. Except you can't see his face, and you can't see the Marine's face, and it's this idea of this war being fought by shadows and people that don't really exist. Al Qaeda and the nationalists in Iraq, all the insurgencies see the Americans as this great big evil. And they've got no idea of who these kids are. These kids from Paris, Illinois, or Dallas, or wherever. They're with their families. There's nothing human about it at all. And the American troops see the insurgency the same way. It's this faceless enemy. And I think that image really portrays the relationship perfectly between the American military and the Iraqis. It's absolute distrust to the point of, we're going to tie you up and guard you, except we don't know who you are.
Well, Ashley Gilbertson, thanks for speaking with us, and congratulations on the publication of your book.
Thank you.